Hey there folks, this is the video you've all been waiting for. So my name's Brian, you are watching the Hearing Club, and today we're going to go over these brand new hearing aids I just received, the GoPrime in-the-ear over-the-counter hearing aids. I am so excited, and you know what? Let's get right into it.
All right, so I went ahead and ordered the GoPrime rechargeable hearing aids from bestbuy.com. They were $2.99. They're actually a pretty decent price for what you're getting, and we're going to discuss all the different features and how they differ from, prescription hearing aids. So far what I've seen that's available online are two different types of over-the-counter hearing aids. You've got your non-programmable, cheaper, less advanced hearing aids, which are the ones that we're going to be talking about today, which are the GoPrimes. And then they also have the more expensive, more advanced, programmable over-the-counter hearing aids. And those we're going to be talking about in the next video. Now, the reason I bought these is because, they had a really good price point at $2.99, and I knew a lot of folks were probably going to try them out. So I thought it would be a good idea to give you guys a video, let you know a little bit about them, and show you guys and talk about, how they work. So let's go ahead and get right into the details. So first we're going to talk about custom hearing aids, because that's kind of what these resemble. When you hear the term custom hearing aid, they're talking about ITEs, ITCs, and CICs. ITEs are in the ear, ITCs are in the canal, which is what these resemble. And then you have the CICs, which are the completely in the canal. Now in future videos, we are definitely going to be discussing all of that stuff and going into more detail about the different types of hearing aids, but not in this one. This one is all about the over-the-counter GoPrimes. So these are about the same size as the ITC hearing aids, which are about the middle of the road as far as size when it comes to custom hearing aids. There's nothing that goes behind your ear. Everything is contained into one piece, and it all goes in your canal. Now these come in a red and a blue color. The red is for the right ear and the blue is for the left ear. And that is the official designation as far as colors go for the right and the left in the hearing aid world. And since they are not custom, they come with two different sized rubber domes. Those are the little rubber pieces on the end that make it sit in your ear a lot more comfortably. And there's a large and I guess you would say medium or small rubber dome. And that's one thing right off the bat that I did not like about these. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm actually going to recommend these if you've never tried hearing aids before. They actually sound really, really decent for what you're paying. And we'll also get into that a little bit later. But the reason I didn't really like the rubber domes is because you only get two sizes. There are so many different size ears and ear canals. It is crazy. And two sizes is just not enough. Now, a really great thing that I was really impressed with about these is they actually come with wax filters underneath that rubber dome. So when you take off the dome, there's a little tiny white plastic filter or screen, and what that does is it keeps the earwax from getting down inside the hearing aid, and it is a very nice feature. And they actually chose to use Cerastops, which is a very, very common type of wax filter that's found on the more expensive prescription hearing aids. You can find them anywhere. You can find them on Amazon. So if you do get these hearing aids, make sure you grab some Cerastops, and I'll also give you a link in the description of this video so that you can just click on it and order some right off of Amazon. And if you want more information about wax guards, check out the video where we talk about wax guards. We go over everything in detail, how to change them, and I'll also quickly show you guys on this video. So inside the box labeled accessories in the GoPrime hearing aids, they give you 3 replacement wax filters, and those are not going to last very long. So you're going to have to get replacements if you do decide to buy these and try them out. People ask me all the time, when do you know it's time to change the wax guards? Well, since you have a limited amount and you don't get them for free and you're going to have to order some and pay for them yourself, I would say change the wax guard once you notice that the hearing aids are a lot softer in volume, or you just get no volume at all. And that's because the wax guard is full of wax and it's blocking the sound from getting to your ear. That's when you know it's time to either A, wash or clean the rubber dome, or B, change the wax guard. And you're going to do that by taking one of the wax guard replacements that they give you. They're the tiny little black sticks. On one end of the stick, there's going to be that little tiny brand new wax guard. That's the replacement. And then on the other side of the stick is going to be empty. And it looks like it's like a little plug or a little notch on the end of it. And what you're going to do is take that empty side and stick it in the dirty wax guard that's in the hearing aid currently. And once it snaps into place, you just pull it out, you flip the stick over, and then put the clean new wax guard in there, and it should stay in. And again, check out the wax guard video if you guys have any questions or have trouble getting those changed out. Another really great thing about these hearing aids that actually surprised me is they actually have a retrieval line. It is so funny how many folks come to me and say, hey, the antenna broke off of my hearing aids. Folks, that is not an antenna, although it looks like one. It is actually just a little piece of fishing line with a knob at the end so that you can pull the hearing aid out a lot easier. Now, these particular hearing aids, the GoPrimes, they are suitable for mild to moderate hearing loss. And if you want to know what kind of hearing loss you have, make yourself an appointment with an audiologist or a hearing instrument specialist and go get your hearing tested. Or you can check the video at the end of this one on how to do an online hearing test all by yourself without ever stepping foot in the office. In fact, what I'm trying to do with this channel is give you folks the ability to get a hearing test online without going anywhere, learn how to read your own audiogram, which is also another video that we have available, and give you some ideas on some decent over-the-counter hearing aids to try out. So you could do all that right from your computer chair. Now, if you have a moderate to severe, a severe, or even a profound hearing loss, these are not going to work with you. Again, these are only suitable for a mild to moderate hearing loss. And these aren't suitable for all types of mild to moderate hearing losses. And we'll get into that in a little bit. And most, if not all, over-the-counter hearing aids are going to have that disclaimer that these are only for a mild hearing loss. Now, when it comes to fit, comfort, how they feel, what they look like when they're in your ear, not bad. I haven't had them in for more than a couple of hours, but I don't imagine I'd have much of an issue. They will definitely not feel as good as custom molded hearing aids that you have made from a specialist, but for a one-size-fits-all approach, they're really not too bad, and you could barely see them if you're looking directly at the person. But if you're looking from the side or trying to find the hearing aids, then you're definitely going to be able to see them. Now, the most important part of these hearing aids, how do they sound and what kind of features do they have? So these don't come close to real prescription hearing aids. However, for the cost and for what they can provide, not a lot of people can spend $5,000 on hearing aids. I think for the cost, if they hold up, they're really not too bad. The only thing that I'm worried about is the durability. How long are these going to last before they quit working? And how good is the warranty? But at first glance, right out of the box, putting them in, going through the different programs, I was actually pleasantly surprised. So very, very important. There are two different hearing aids that look just like these, and they're both made by the same manufacturer. The ones that I got are the GoPrime for $299, and then there's another set called the Go Lite that's also available on Best Buy, and those are $100 cheaper at $199. Do not buy the $199 Go Lites, and I'll explain why in just a bit. But we're going to go over the GoPrime features, and one of them is these are not programmable, but they do have 3 different programs. And if you don't know what a program is, it's a set of settings and features that are designed for certain listening situations or listening environments that your audiologist or hearing instrument specialist can set up for you on your hearing aids. For example, there's a restaurant mode that helps with background noise. There's an outdoor mode that helps with wind noise reduction and turns on and off certain features. Now, the 3 different programs in the GoPrimes aren't that advanced, but definitely a surprise. I was not expecting them to have anything like that. The 3 different programs for these hearing aids are nothing like prescription hearing aids. They are not advanced like that. What they are is the first program that you're in, and that's program number 1. That is your normal mode, where it just amplifies everything indiscriminately. It's just going to raise the volume of everything around you equally. And then the second program number 2, is the high frequency program. So that's for folks that have a high frequency loss. So it increases the volume of everything, but it increases the high frequency sounds more. Kind of like turning the treble up on your radio. You get more of that high frequency sound. And most of us have a high frequency loss. That is a very common hearing loss type. And these hearing aids can actually help you out with that. And then the third program is the opposite side of the spectrum. It is the low frequency type of amplification. So again, it increases the volume of everything, but it increases more of the low frequencies. You get more of an emphasis on the lower tone. So if you have a low frequency hearing loss, you can put it on program number 3. And you change programs by holding the little button, the only button on the hearing aid. Once you hold it down for a couple of seconds, you'll either hear 1, 2, or 3 beeps. The first beep means you're in program 1, which is the normal mode. Number 2 is designated by 2 beeps, and that's a high frequency mode. And then if you hold the button down again, then you're going to hear 3 beeps, and that is the low frequency mode. I was not expecting to have this feature at all. I thought it was just going to be a basic amplifier, and these hearing aids are a little more than a basic amplifier, and they actually sound really decent. Now, that same button that is used for changing programs also acts as a volume control. There's no annoying knob that you have to find and turn. It's just a little button, and when you press it, the hearing aids are going to get louder. And you just keep turning them up by just pressing the button, and each hearing aid can be adjusted individually. So if you want to adjust the left hearing aid, just press the button on the left one. If you want to adjust the right side, press the button on the right hearing aid. And once you reach the maximum volume, you press the button again, and then it starts you back at the very lowest setting. So there's only one direction you can go, and it's always going to get louder until you reach the end. And the same thing happens when you change programs. You hold that button down, and you're going to hear that 1 beep. Then you let go, you hold it down again, you'll hear 2 beeps, let go, hold it down again for 3 beeps for the third program. And then once you hold it down again, it's going to recycle back to program number 1, the normal mode. And that's one of the things that differs between these GoPrimes or the cheaper Go Lights. And we'll talk about that here in a second. Now, the last feature that I like is the fact that they're rechargeable. And these hearing aids have something that some of your expensive $1,000 hearing aids don't have. And that is the default charger that comes with these hearing aids is a portable charger, meaning it's got a built-in battery right in the hearing aid case or charger, which is amazing. So normally you are going to keep the hearing aid charger plugged in, probably by your nightstand or on your dresser. And you just put your hearing aids in at night when you're done using them, and they will start charging, and you just leave them in overnight, and then in the morning when you take them out, they'll turn on all by themselves. You don't have to press anything, you don't have to manually turn them on, and then you put them in your ears. Now back to the portable charger, you can actually unplug this charger from the wall, and it will still charge your hearing aids up to 6 times from completely dead to full. Now that's what it says in the manual. I don't know if you're actually going to get 6 full charges out of a fully charged case, but that feature normally doesn't come standard on your $5,000 hearing aids. You have to pay an extra $300 or $400 for a nicer charger that has a built-in battery, and these you don't. You get it right out of the box. Another nice thing about these hearing aids is the charger actually plugs in using a USB-C or USB 3.0 cable, and that's the newer USB standard, and it's going to charge much more quickly than your older style USB ports. There's a lot of hearing aids out there that you can buy today that still use the older micro USB cable, which is the much slower charging speed. Now it's time to talk about some of the negatives of these hearing aids. So number 1, some folks reported that getting a hold of the customer service is impossible. They only have an email and they don't respond to their emails. But I did find this out. If you're having issues with the hearing aids, if you just leave a comment on the Best Buy website that you're having trouble, they are definitely on top of the reviews. If you're having trouble, get on the website, leave a comment, and the customer service will respond to those immediately. Now, I'm going to be doing all of you guys a huge favor by actually taking these back and returning them just to see what the process is like. Is it easy? Is it really hard to return them? Do they give you a hard time? I'm going to find out, and I'm going to let you guys know in the comments, and I'll make sure to add it to the description of the video, and I'll pin the comment so it's the first comment you see when you watch this video. So check back for that, and I'll let you guys know everything. Now, remember how I mentioned earlier that there's 2 different versions of these hearing aids? They have the GoPrime, and then there's also the Go Light. Well, that's what we're going to talk about next. So the Go Light are $199 on Best Buy. They're $100 cheaper. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to also suggest don't waste your money on those. They are much, much less desirable hearing aids, and I would just spend the extra $100 to get a hearing aid that, in my opinion, is twice as good. And those are the GoPrimes. So the Go Lights, how are they different? Number 1, they don't have a digital volume control. To change the volume on these hearing aids, you see that little recess in there, that little tiny button That's not a button, that is a dial. And you have to get a tiny screwdriver, which is included with these when you get them. And that's how you can adjust them. So you literally have to take them out of your ear, get that tool, or find something small enough to get in there. And that's how you adjust the hearing aids. It is terrible. The GoPrimes are much, much better. Now, the main reason that I say stay away from these, yes, they're rechargeable. Yes, they're $100 cheaper. They don't have the 3 different programs. These are a perfect example of a very cheap basic amplifier. So it doesn't matter if you have a high frequency loss or a low frequency loss. The hearing aids just turn the volume up across the board. It's for a flat hearing loss. Somebody that doesn't have either high frequency or low frequency loss, they're just going to increase the volume of everything equally. Remember, the GoPrimes have 3 different programs, one for a high frequency loss, one for a low frequency loss, and then one for a flat loss. And that is huge, folks. That is absolutely huge. So stay away from these unless you know that you have a flat loss. And if you want to see what kind of hearing loss you have, check out my video on how to read an audiogram and also how to get a real audiogram online. Just doing a basic hearing test yourself. You don't even need to leave your house. The third reason you do not want to buy these Go Light hearing aids is because they have the same exact hearing aids available on Amazon for $99. So if you just want to see what a basic amplifier is like, you know what? I'd go ahead and spend $100 on it, and if they don't work, send them back. Amazon has the best return policy I've ever seen. Well, not as good as Costco, but Amazon has a great return policy. So if you don't want them or you don't like them, you could just return them and you'll get 100% of your money back. So these are what they're called on Amazon. They're made by a company called SearsCon. I've never heard of them before, but they are the same exact hearing aid, just a different brand name. That's it. That's the only difference. And instead of a black faceplate, it's actually a beige faceplate. So that's the only difference, and a white case. So do not get the cheaper ones on Best Buy. Go to Amazon. And again, I'll have a link for these in the description if you want to try them out. Now, there are some over-the-counter hearing aids that are programmable, and we're going to be doing an entire video on those. And I'm going to be buying or testing both the Jabra over-the-counter programmable hearing aids and the ones that are made by Bose. We're going to be checking both of those out and doing a video just like this, but with those hearing aids. So be on the lookout for those. Now, as far as my overall thoughts on the hearing aids, I was actually pleasantly surprised with most of the features. Again, the lack of customer support, the lack of warranty information is definitely a red flag, but you're paying a fraction of the price you would for normal prescription hearing aids. I don't know how long they're going to hold up, and it does kind of concern me with some of the other comments I've read, but I will let you guys know in the future and update this video, or the description at least, and let you guys know. But overall, they sound pretty decent. They don't come anywhere close to a real prescription hearing aid that's customized and tailored for your very, very unique and specific hearing loss, but for the $299 price point, I was pretty impressed. You can set them up for a couple different types of hearing losses. They have a portable charging case, which is amazing, that comes with the hearing aids standard, and they took about 3 days to come in the mail. I'm not saying go out and buy these hearing aids today, but if you're curious what OTC hearing aids can do for you, go for it. Give it a shot. And again, we'll be going over the more advanced programmable OTC or over-the-counter hearing aids in some future videos that we're going to be trying out and going over all kinds of the different hearing aids. Now, if you're a manufacturer out there and you want us to try your hearing aids and maybe do a review on them, let us know and send us an email at HearingClubOnline@gmail.com. And if you guys have any questions, be sure to let us know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope we helped answer some of your questions, and we will catch you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get hearing.